Hang a single silver ornament upon the solitary pine, drinking cheap eggnog and pretending I am doing fine. The festive neighborhood is glowing with a radiant display, while I sit in the darkness wishing it would go away.
Shoveling the heavy snowfall from the front porch steps, wiping the icy condensation where my bitter sorrow slept. Quiet voices carry across the freezing midnight breeze, singing joyful carols that bring me straight to my knees. The calendar pages flip toward the dreadful final square, leaving me absolutely breathless, gasping for some air. Every holiday commercial feels like an intentional taunt, a seasonal ghost that will continually come back to haunt. This is a cruel December, stealing every ounce of cheer, the most depressing finale to an absolutely tragic year. Wrapping up my massive heartbreak in a velvet crimson bow, watching our precious memories buried underneath the snow. Cruel December, a winter wonderland of pure despair, leaving me stranded with this holiday grief I cannot bear. The mistletoe is dangling uselessly above the doorway frame, a parasitic little plant whispering your forgotten name.
I tear down the color lights draped across the patio, refusing to participate in this ridiculous happy show. Writing out greeting cards to people I barely even know, faking a cheerful signature to hide the staggering blow. The fireplace stockings hang completely empty on the wall, waiting for a Christmas miracle that will never actually fall. The calendar pages flip toward the dreadful final square, leaving me absolutely breathless, gasping for some air. Every holiday commercial feels like an intentional taunt, a seasonal ghost that will continually come back to haunt. This is a cruel December, stealing every ounce of cheer, the most depressing finale to an absolutely tragic year. Wrapping up my massive heartbreak in a velvet crimson bow, watching our precious memories buried underneath the snow. Cruel December, a winter wonderland of pure despair, leaving me stranded with this holiday grief I cannot bear. Counting down the seconds until the clock strikes 12.
grief I cannot bear. Pack the tree, box the lights, winter fades, silent night.
I watch the fireplace turning into gray tonight. The warmth we used to share has lost its golden light. Sitting on this velvet chair, staring at the dust, wondering how a passionate flame turned into rust. I strike a match, but the timber is far too damp. Shadows creeping slowly round the reading lamp. The winter breeze whispers through the window pane, washing away our history like an autumn rain. We blew the sparks, we tried to breathe life back, but the logs are consumed, turning into black. There is nothing left to ignite the atmosphere. The freezing midnight is already here. Oh, fading embers dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. We are just staring at the ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot burn like we did before. Fading embers, glowing for a second and gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn. I put my sixth string down against the wooden wall, waiting for a miracle, waiting for you to call. But the silence is louder than a thunder strike, riding down this lonely road on a broken bike. I wrap this wool blanket tightly across my chest, trying to find a momentary place of rest. But your scent still lingers on the pillowcase, a ghost I constantly try to chase. We blew the sparks, we try to breathe life back, but the logs are consumed, turning into black. There is nothing left to ignite the atmosphere. The freezing midnight is already here. Oh, fading embers dying in the dark, losing every trace of that beautiful spark. We are just staring at the ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot burn like we did before. Fading embers, glowing for a second and gone, leaving us shivering before the dawn. Consuming the forest, devouring the sea. Now we are just a memory, a tale to be told. The story of a fire that grew terribly cold. Just smoke rising up, fading out, nothing left. Ashes on the floor, knowing we cannot
let the soot settle down. No more heat, goodbye, my fading ember.
Sitting by the neon tavern sign, flickering outside, watching amber liquid pour as I swallow my pride. The bartender wipes the counter with a dirty rag, carrying this heavy sorrow in a leather bag. Ice cubes melting slowly in this cylindrical glass, watching blur strangers and midnight taxis pass. My tab is running high, but my spirit sinks so low. I drank the poison willingly, yet I cannot let you go. Intoxicated vision spinning wildly in my brain, drowning every single thought to tolerate the pain. The bartender yells that it is finally closing time, but I am busy punishing myself for this romantic crime. These are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung. Empty bottles lined up like soldiers on the shelf. I'm picking fights with the demons inside myself, stumbling through the alleyway, tripping on the curb, looking for a magic cure or some medicinal herb. The taxi driver asked me for an avenue or street, but I just stared blankly at the pedals on his feet. My destination vanished when you walked out the door. Now I am just a patron sleeping on the tavern floor. Intoxicated vision spinning wildly in my brain, drowning every single thought to tolerate the pain. The bartender yells that it is finally closing time, but I am busy punishing myself for this romantic crime. These are whiskey regrets burning down my throat, sinking like a stone inside a leaking boat. A massive morning headache that will never fade, paying the expensive price for choices that we made. Whiskey regrets stinging on my swollen tongue, a toxic melody that should have never been sung. Sanity is ruined. The proof is in the bottle, the evidence is clear. I am fermenting all my sadness into liquid fear. Pour it, swallow hard, feel the burn, dizzy mind. Oh, these are whiskey regrets burning down my throat.
the sound of my regret. Every word I shouted is something I cannot forget. The mirror reflects a stranger with tear-stained eyes, trapped inside a labyrinth of our foolish lies.
Footsteps bouncing off the marble staircase, searching for a single smile upon your face. But the house is empty, totally devoid of grace, just the ringing vibration of an empty space, reverberating through the canyons of my mind, leaving the sweet illusions completely behind. The sound waves crash against the barricade, revealing the terrible mess that we made. It is a bitter echo ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow amplifying the pain, a sonic reminder that we went insane. A bitter echo playing on a constant loop, pouring salt into the wound, making my shoulders droop. The grandfather clock ticks like a beating drum, waiting for a peaceful moment that will
Never come. I threw my favorite whiskey glass against the door, listening to its shatter across the hardwood floor.
the fragments tinkle like
Like a discordant chime,
we are out of rhythm,
completely out of time. I hum a melody we wrote in our prime, but now it feels like committing a crime, reverberating through the canyons of my mind, leaving the sweet illusions completely behind. The sound waves crash against the barricade, revealing the terrible mess that we made. It is a bitter echo, ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow amplifying the pain, a sonic reminder that we went insane. A bitter echo playing on a constant loop, pouring salt into the wound, making my shoulders droop. Yeah. I yell into the void, demanding a reply, asking the universe the ultimate reason why. But the void just mocks me, throwing it all back, a boomerang of guilt leading to a panic attack. Hello,
hello,
are you there?
there,
Nobody,
nobody,
just noise.
noise.
It is a bitter echo, ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow amplifying the pain, a sonic reminder that we went insane. A bitter echo playing on a returning the sound of my regret. Every word I shouted is something I cannot forget. The mirror reflects a stranger with tear-stained eyes, trapped inside a labyrinth of our foolish lies. Footsteps bouncing off the marble staircase, searching for a single smile upon your face. But the house is empty, totally devoid of grace, just the ringing vibration of an empty space, reverberating through the canyons of my mind, leaving the sweet illusions completely behind. The sound waves crash against the barricade, revealing the terrible mess that we made. It is a bitter echo ringing in my ear, bringing back the arguments I do not want to hear. The frequency of sorrow amplifying the pain, a sonic reminder that we went insane. A bitter echo playing on a constant loop, pouring salt into the wound, making my shoulders droop. The grandfather clock ticks like a beating drum, waiting for a peaceful moment that will never come. I threw my favorite whiskey glass against the door, listening to the chatter across the hardwood floor. The fragments tinkle like a discordant chime. We are out of rhythm, completely out of time. I hum a melody we wrote in our prime, but now it feels like committing a crime, reverberating through the canyons of my mind, leaving the sweet. The thermometer plunges far below the 0 degree. A sudden blizzard sweeps right across the raging sea. I wrap my shivering arms around your rigid, stiffened spine, hoping to find a flicker of the warmth that once was mine. My exhalation transforms instantly into a frosty fog, sitting upon this frozen, snow-covered falling log. Icicles begin to form upon my eyelashes and my beard. This absolute sub-zero temperature is exactly what I feared. Hypothermia is setting into our romantic core. The thermal energy is depleted, we cannot generate more. Every attempt at affection sends a shudder down my back, walking blindly across a glacier, waiting for it to crack. Trapped in this cold embrace, freezing me to the bone, holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone. We are shivering violently, desperately seeking the heat, but this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace, a winter that refuses to ever thaw, surviving the harshest elements without a single flaw. The mattress feels identical to an Arctic expedition, and during this blizzard is my only remaining mission. I pull the thick duvet up tightly against my chilly chin, but the drafts are penetrating deeply into my very skin. glacier, waiting for it to crack. Trapped in this cold embrace, freezing me to the bone, holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone. We are shivering violently, desperately seeking the heat, but this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace, a winter that refuses to ever thaw. Surviving the harshest elements without a single flaw. We are two icebergs colliding in the darkest northern sea, shattering into pieces, floating aimlessly and free. No tropical summer sun could ever melt this massive chill. We are frozen completely solid on this desolate, snowy hill. Shiver now, frostbite stings, numbness spreads, turning blue. Trapped in this cold embrace, freezing me to the bone, holding on to a statue carved from a glacial stone. We are shivering violently, desperately seeking the heat, but this frigid altitude guarantees our absolute defeat. A cold embrace, a winter that refuses to ever thaw. Surviving the harshest elements without a single flaw. Snow falls, ice thickens, winter rains frozen still. I left the vintage bicycle outside during the pouring rain. Now the pedals refuse to turn on the stiff and jammed chain. The beautiful chrome handlebars are covered in an orange crust, transforming our shiny vehicle into a pile of useless dust. The iron gateway screeches loudly when I push it open wide, exposing the junkyard of broken promises sitting right inside. Flakes of brown oxidation fall onto the muddy gravel path, the chemical reaction resulting from my terrible stubborn wrath. The moisture in the atmosphere slowly ate away the steel, corroding the foundation, destroying everything we feel. Neglect is a corrosive acid, chewing through the solid plate. Realizing the structural damage has been discovered too late. This is a rusting love, decaying in the dirty backyard. Trying to salvage the wreckage is incredibly, impossibly hard. We forgot to oil the hinges, we forgot to apply the grease, watching our mechanical connection break piece by piece. Rusting love, an oxidized monument of sheer neglect, a dilapidated structure we completely failed to protect. I turn the ignition key, but the motor simply will not start. A metaphor for the terrible condition of my hardened heart. The hood is welded shut by years of absolute disregard, parked permanently inside this overgrown, miserable yard. The padlock on the cellar door lacks a matching functional key, sealing away the treasure chest of what we used to be. I scrape the surface with a wire brush, trying to find a shine, but the decay goes much deeper than the visible outer line. The moisture in the atmosphere slowly ate away the steel, corroding the foundation, destroying everything we feel.
Neglect is a corrosive acid,
Chewing through the solid plate, realizing the structural damage has been discovered too late. This is a rusting love, decaying in the dirty backyard. Trying to salvage the wreckage is incredibly, impossibly hard. We forgot to oil the hinges, we forgot to apply the grease, watching our mechanical connection break piece by piece. Rusting love, an oxidized monument of sheer neglect, a dilapidated structure we completely failed to protect.
but the devastating process of weathering has officially won. No amount of polish can reverse this brutal chemical toll. We are just metallic scraps, lacking a functional beating soul. Metal grind, gears lock, flakes fall, incredibly, impossibly hard. We forgot to oil the hinges, we forgot to apply the grease, watching our mechanical connection break piece by piece. Rusting love and oxidized monument of sheer neglect, a dilapidated structure we completely failed to protect. Scrape it off, toss it out. Scrapyard calls, nothing left, nothing left. Hang a single silver ornament upon the solitary pine, drinking cheap eggnog and pretending I am doing fine. The festive neighborhood is glowing with a radiant display, while I sit in the darkness wishing it would go away. Shoveling the heavy snowfall from the front porch steps, wiping the acid condensation where my bitter sorrow slept. Choir voices carry across the freezing midnight breeze, singing joyful carols that bring me straight to my knees. The calendar pages flip
toward the dreadful final square, leaving me absolutely breathless, gasping for some air. Every holiday commercial feels like an intentional taunt, a seasonal ghost that will continually come back to haunt. This is a cruel December, stealing every ounce of cheer, the most depressing finale to an absolutely tragic year. Wrapping up my massive heartbreak in a velvet crimson bow, watching our precious memories buried underneath the snow. Cruel December, a winter wonderland of pure despair, leaving me stranded with this holiday grief I cannot bear. The mistletoe is dangling uselessly above the doorway frame, a parasitic little plant whispering your forgotten name. I tear down the colored lights draped across the patio, refusing to participate in this ridiculous happy show. Writing out greeting cards to people I barely even know, faking a cheerful signature, and I hide the staggering blow. The fireplace stockings hang completely empty on the wall, waiting for a Christmas miracle that will never actually fall. The calendar pages flip toward the dreadful final square, leaving me absolutely breathless, gasping for some air. Every holiday commercial feels like an intentional taunt, a seasonal ghost that will continually come back to haunt. This is a cruel December, stealing every ounce of cheer, the most depressing finale to an absolutely tragic year. Wrapping up my massive heartbreak in a velvet crimson bow, watching our precious memories buried underneath the snow. Cruel December, a winter wonderland of pure despair, leaving me stranded with this holiday grief I cannot Counting down the seconds until the clock strikes 12, hoping the incoming January will help my spirit heal itself. I pop a cork of cider to ring the devastating midnight in, a solitary celebration of a miserable, lonely spin. Snow falls, bells chime, clock strikes, year ends. This is a cruel December, stealing every ounce of cheer, the most depressing finale to an absolutely tragic year. Wrapping up my massive heartbreak in a velvet crimson bow, watching our precious memories buried underneath the snow. Cruel December, a winter wonderland of pure despair, leaving me stranded with this holiday grief I cannot bear. Pack the tree, box of lights, winter fades, silent night. no more dawn, shadows win. The solar eclipse cast a terrifying gloom overhead, painting the afternoon sky a terrifying bruised red.
I watch your silhouette
standing by the bedroom door, a dark apparition that I cannot recognize anymore.
The luminance has vanished
from your beautiful brown eyes,
replaced by
an abyss of complicated, twisted lies.
I carry a brass lantern, but the kerosene has run dry, wandering blindly beneath this darkened
twilight sky.
My chest cavity feels like a damp
subterranean cave, trapped inside this emotional, suffocating grave.
The sun retreated behind a massive blocking moon, turning our joyful morning
into a dreadful afternoon.
The lack of illumination breeds
terrible lurking ghosts. We are serving as unwilling, miserable, haunted hosts. The twilight creeps inward, consuming the vibrant day, chasing every single ounce of brilliant light away. Living with a shadowed heart, completely deprived of sun, a terrifying darkness that simply cannot be outrun.
Oh,
a total eclipse blocking out the affection we need, planting a nocturnal poisonous, miserable seed.
shadowed heart
beating slowly in the pitch black night, surrendering completely without putting up a fight.
The umber spreads quickly across the living room wall, waiting for the inevitable, terrifying curtain to fall.
I reach out to grab your hand, but grasp only the air, stumbling around in this pitch black atmosphere. I try to strike a flint, but the sparks refuse to catch. We are completely incompatible, a terrible mismatch. The shadows grow taller, morphing into terrifying shapes, blocking out all the viable, accessible escape.
The lack of illumination
breeds terrible lurking ghosts. We are serving as unwilling, miserable, haunted hosts. The twilight creeps inward, consuming the vibrant day, chasing every single ounce of brilliant light away. Living with a shadowed heart, completely deprived of sun, a terrifying darkness that simply cannot be outrun.
Oh,
a total eclipse blocking out the affection we need, planting a nocturnal poisonous, miserable seed. Shadowed heart beating slowly in the pitch black night, surrendering completely without putting up a fight.
photosynthesis requires
A genuine radiant beam, but we are living entirely inside a nocturnal dream. The darkness is absolute, a thick impenetrable cloak, choking out the fire until there is only smoke.
lights out,
Total dark, cannot see. Blind love, living with a shadowed heart, completely deprived of sun, a terrifying darkness embrace the dark, no more dawn, shadows win. Every step I take feels like walking through thick mud. A sudden pressure drops, freezing up my rushing blood. I reach for the sky, but my arms are leaden weights, trapped below the atmosphere, sealed behind iron gates.
The planet pulls me down toward the solid dirt, wearing my exhaustion like a torn and ragged shirt. I cannot lift my boots, the terrain is far too steep, falling into an ocean that is incredibly deep. We used to float upon a cloud of bliss, now we are plunging straight into the abyss. The invisible force is dragging us below, stopping the forward momentum, making us incredibly slow. Heavy gravity sinking us to the ground. We are anchored to the bottom, tightly bound, cannot escape this massive crushing weight. We realized our altitude was dropping too late. Heavy gravity pulling us from the stars, locking us forever behind invisible bars. Look up at the constellations, totally out of reach. We are stranded upon this desolate ruined beach. My bones are aching from the atmospheric strain. Trying to stand upright feels completely in vain.
The apples fall from the tree, hitting the roots. We are tangled in the vines, wearing heavy suits. No wings could ever lift this massive amount of stone. We are sinking into the crust, absolutely alone. We used to float upon a cloud of bliss, now we are plunging straight into the abyss. The invisible force is dragging us below, stopping the forward momentum, making us incredibly slow. Heavy gravity sinking us to the ground. We are anchored to the bottom, tightly bound, cannot escape this massive crushing weight. We realized our altitude was dropping too late. Heavy gravity pulling us from the stars, locking us forever behind invisible bars. Without a single regret, but the universe demands an equal reaction. Now we are suffering this fatal attraction, pulling down, crashing hard, no escape, hitting bottom. Heavy gravity sinking us to the ground. We are anchored to the bottom, tightly bound, cannot escape this massive crushing weight. We realized our altitude was dropping too late. Heavy gravity pulling us from the stars, locking us forever behind invisible bars. Pinned down, rooted deep, no more flight, grounded forever. tuning pegs are slipping, the pitch is always flat. I strum the wooden body where the vibrant rhythm set, but the resonance has vanished. The sound box is deceased. The musical connection has permanently ceased.
My calluses are peeling, my fingertips just bleed, planting barren melodies from a corrupted seed.
The bridge is slowly cracking under immense tension, losing every single ounce of my creative comprehension.
Plucking at the wires, but
They yield no pleasant tone,
just a dull
vibration vibrating through the bone.
The fretboard is deserted,
The neck is warped and bent. Every single ounce of inspiration has been spent, playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song that is already dead. No amplifier powerful enough to bring the magic back, riding off the rails upon a broken, rusted track. Hollow strings snapping tightly against the wood, failing to deliver what we always understood.
the nylon fibers fray,
The steel begins to rust,
the instrument case gathers
a century of dust.
I sweep the
Plectrum downwards, hoping for a chord, but I only get the silence of a solitary ward.
The capo clamps down
Forcefully, but changes no key, restricting the expression of the artist inside me. The harmonics are muted, deadened by the grief, searching through the songbook for a moment of relief. Plucking at the wires, but they yield no pleasant tone,
just a dull
vibration vibrating through the bone. The fretboard is deserted, the neck is warped and bent. Every single ounce of inspiration has been spent, playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song that is already dead. No amplifier powerful enough to bring the magic back, riding off the rails upon a broken, rusted track. Hollow strings snapping tightly against the wood, failing to deliver what we always understood. Symphony requires a master to conduct, but our orchestral arrangement decided to self-destruct. You cannot play a masterpiece on a broken violin. You cannot win a battle where you never should begin. Strum the wire, hear the snap, total silence, music stops. Playing on these hollow strings, echoing with dread, trying to revive a song that is already dead. No amplifier powerful enough to bring the magic back, riding off the rails upon a broken, rusted track. Hollow strings snapping tightly against the wood, failing Oh. Tracing the jagged lines, mapping out my pale skin, a permanent reminder of the battles I could not win. Every blemish tells a story of a deeply vicious fight, carved by a ruthless needle under fluorescent light.
The surgical thread pulled tight across my broken flesh,
trying to weave the torn tissue into a brand new mesh.
but the blade cut deeply through the muscle
and the vein, leaving a textured road map of excruciating pain.
Our wounds are
Overlapping in a chaotic, messy knot, healing terribly poorly in the sensitive, tender spot. The lacerations bind us in a horrifying, ugly way, a physical museum display in our profound decay. We bear these tangled scars, intricate and profoundly deep, a gallery of nightmares, preventing us from going to sleep. Interlocked trauma, etched forever, like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars, an intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget.
I wear long sleeves in summer to conceal the wretched shame,
Bandages wrapping tightly around my fragile, battered frame, but the blood seeps through the cotton, staining it crimson red, exposing the brutal history I desperately want to shed. My fingertips run blindly over the bumpy, uneven terrain, reading the raised braille of your emotional hurricane. No ointment, no magical lotion can erase this brutal brand. We are permanently damaged, walking hand in hand. Our wounds are overlapping in a chaotic, messy knot, healing terribly poorly in the sensitive, tender spot. The lacerations bind us in a horrifying, ugly way, a physical museum display in our profound decay. We bear these tangled scars, intricate and profoundly deep, a gallery of nightmares, preventing us from going to sleep. Interlocked trauma, etched forever, like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars, an intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget. Fused together completely at the cellular, fleshy base, inseparable damage that no doctor can ever erase. We are a monstrous creation of surgical mistake, waiting for the final fragile suture like a grim tattoo. I cannot separate my blemishes from the marks on you. Tangled scars, an intertwined labyrinth of old regret, a complicated woven tapestry we can never forget. Stitches pulled, tissue tears marked for life, permanent damage. Crystal chandeliers casting prisms upon my designer gown. The wealthiest, most miserable woman in this opulent town. Mascara ruins the exquisite imported foreign silk. Crying over spilled champagne instead of crying over milk. Straightening my custom tuxedo in the polished looking glass, pretending to belong entirely to the upper elite class. A silver limousine is waiting patiently in the driveway, ready to chauffeur this pathetic hollow masquerade away. We possess an absolute fortune, swimming in pure gold. But emotionally speaking, we are terribly bankrupt and old. The paparazzi flash their lenses, capturing a fake smile, hiding the overwhelming tragedy behind an elegant profile. Weeping velvet tears, soft and incredibly plush, spilling onto pearls in the wealthy midnight hush. A luxurious depression that money simply cannot cure. Suffering in high society, feeling terribly insecure. Velvet tears staining the extremely expensive rug, addicted to the glamorous life like a destructive drug. The penthouse suite offers an immaculate panoramic view, but the marble pillars feel like a prison built for two. Caviar tastes like ashes upon my aristocratic tongue, the saddest aristocratic melody that anyone has ever sung. Diamonds wrap around my neck, an incredibly heavy chain, a glittering brilliant collar amplifying my internal pain. I wander through the sprawling estate, a captive in my home, a solitary empress reigning within a gigantic lonely dome. We possess an absolute fortune, swimming in pure gold. But emotionally speaking, we are terribly bankrupt and old. The paparazzi flash their lenses, capturing a fake smile, hiding the overwhelming tragedy behind an elegant profile. Velvet tears, soft and incredibly plush, spilling onto pearls in the wealthy midnight hush. A luxurious depression that money simply cannot cure. Suffering in high society, feeling terribly insecure. Addicted to the glamorous life, like a destructive drug.
Prestigious melancholy remains entirely uncured.
You cannot purchase a genuine laugh with a platinum card. Playing this incredibly wealthy role is extraordinarily hard. Drip softly, shine bright, look rich, feel poor.
Weep in velvet tears,
soft and incredibly plush,
spilling onto pearls
in the wealthy midnight hush.
Luxurious depression that money simply cannot cure.
Suffering in high society, feeling terribly insecure. Velvet tears staining the extremely expensive rug. Addicted to the glamorous life, like a destructive drug. Wipe your eyes, fix your hair, smile for them. Curtain falls. Cigarettes and cheap cigars clouding up the air. I can barely see your figure sitting in that chair. The ventilation fan is broken, spinning way too slow, suffocating in this haze with nowhere else to go. My lungs are coughing up the residue of our defeat, trapped inside this parlor, sweating from the heat. The ashtray overflows with unfiltered debris, obscuring the reality of what we used to be. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Trapped inside this smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, now we inhale the smog, wandering completely lost inside a toxic fog. A smoky room, stinging both my watering eyes, hiding all the ugly truths behind a gray disguise. The wallpaper is peeling, stained a dirty brown, just like the reputation of this grimy little town. I strike a flint, but there is no oxygen to spare, just a heavy blanket of polluted, filthy air. I try to find the exit sign, but the bulb is blown, standing in the crowded lounge. Yet I feel entirely alone. Every conversation is muffled by the thick exhaust, calculating the incredibly high emotional cost. Breathing in the toxins, choking on the fume, navigating blindly through this hazy tomb. Our vision gets distorted by the nicotine, the most polluted atmosphere I have ever seen. Oh, trapped inside this smoky room, gasping for a breath, dancing on the borderline of a romantic death. We lit the match together, ghost behind a gray disguise. Crack the window open, let the hurricane rush in, blow away the evidence of our asphyxiating sin. But the latch is rusted shut, the glass is much too thick. Inhaling all these promises is making me so sick. Inhale deeply, exhale slowly, cough it up.